Right, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well. So I just want to say a massive thank you. We have hit 20,000 subscribers on the channel a month earlier than what I was hoping we were going to do it. So again, massive thanks to all the new subscribers. Really appreciate you hitting the subscribe button, getting involved with the channel. It's a channel, as a bit of an overview, it's a channel of real world plumbing. I like to show my days from going to the merchants to looking at jobs to going to jobs that have gone wrong, going to jobs that are all singing, all dancing bathrooms, to ones where people have got water pissing through the ceiling. And from my perspective, when I'm doing jobs, I like to show the real world side of it. If I'm, for instance, I did a video a couple of weeks ago, it wasn't the greatest, neatest pipe work I've ever done, but for that job, that worked. And a lot of you sort of fed back to me in the comments saying, this is what us as tradesmen have to do sometimes. And a lot of the younger lads, the apprentices, girls, lads that are coming into the industry, it's good for them to see that it's not just pristine pipe work everywhere all the time. Yes, when you can do it and time allows and all that sort of stuff, do it. But sometimes you've just got to crack on and get the job done. And at the end of the day, as long as it ain't leaking, you're doing all right. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who subscribed to the channel, who hits the like buttons, who drops me a comment. Really do appreciate everything that you lot put into the channel to make it the success that it is. So thank you. Today's video, we got invited, I say we, a mate of mine who's a plumber, Pablo. If you're on social media, if you're on Instagram, you'll know who Pablo is. He got a group of 10 plumbers with all various sort of expertise in different areas. You know, we've got award-winning plumbers, we've got jobbing plumbers, we've got gas engineers, we've got all sorts that have attended a day at Thomas Dudley, the company that makes predominantly your cistern siphons, valves, cisterns themselves, flow valves, all that sort of stuff that you know them for, and also stuff that I didn't realise they did, such as taps in predominantly hospitals and prisons and stuff like that. And they do a lot of work with the touchless flushing systems. Yeah, we basically got invited to spend the day with Thomas Dudley, to go through a lot of their product range, to give some input on some stuff that they've got coming out next year. Us as engineers, it's invaluable to them to get info and feedback from us, because we're the ones out in the field doing the work. So there's a few items that I weren't allowed to film that we had to sort of like put some points across to them. But Thomas Dudley were brilliant. They sat with us for half the day, telling us about everything, you know, showing us all this stuff. And then they took us for a tour around the factory, showing from the raw materials coming in, literally just plastic pellets coming in, the process of going through the whole factory, the way the team build up the fittings and all that sort of stuff. And then at the very end, where it's coming out of the warehouse, done, into the containers, into the warehouses, the other side of the building, and ships off to the merchants. So a massive shout out to everyone at Thomas Dudley for letting us come along yesterday. I've put a bit of a short video together just to give you an overview of it. As I said, I couldn't really film some of the stuff in the sort of the training rooms that we were in, because I was taking in too much information from them and I didn't want to detract away from that, and some of it we couldn't film. But you know, I filmed what I could. So hope you enjoy it. Let's get on with the video. Hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and take a look.
See what you do there, Tim.
What's a group of plumbers known as? A rabble of plumbers?
Something like that.
Bunch of plumbers.
Bunch of idiots.
Bunch of idiots. God, it's trying to be sneaky. Look, they're all at it. They all want to film. They want to film, and then they can watch it back later on when I put it on. So he's going to go to his missus, watch this, you'll see me in a minute running around with the camera. Look, we're on We've just turned up at the Thomas Dudley factory for a bit of a day with them really, and they're going to take us around the factory. They're showing us how stuff's made. To start with for today, We're going in here, learning a little bit about the products that they're doing, products that are coming to market soon, giving a bit of a feedback to some of the stuff that is to be released next year that we can't film. So I'm going to have to be a bit conscious of what I can film, what I can't film. Pablo has sort of arranged this day for everyone. There's 10 of us here. They've invited us down for some real world feedback. So we'll head in shortly and begin the day with Thomas Dudley. Happy birthday, dear Leah.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Speech. So we just spent the morning going through product overview, legislation. We've been talked through a lot of new products that Thomas Dudley are bringing out, and also some new stuff that are coming out that we couldn't film. They basically said, look, don't film any of this bit, but it's some new products that are coming out, and we've just given, as there's sort of 10 of us from all different aspects of the plumbing industry, a bit of feedback on it, what might work, what might not. And do you know what they said? This is invaluable to them, because it's what us as engineers, plumbers, you know, people who are dealing with it day to day, they want that real world feedback to their products. Just going round, you don't realise half the stuff that Thomas Dudley do, from fittings like this, obviously the handles and stuff like that we know they do. Apparently they even do little bits from Monopoly boards, but someone's nicked them off the front. This is the stuff that goes abroad. Taps, again, I didn't even know that Thomas Dudley did taps, but they do. Some way, shape or form. Then obviously we've got the products here. We've got all the products, got like the turbo edge, dual flush valves, different sort of siphons, flush valves, fill valves. Ugly people here, look. And again, like washers. And what really interests me was these pans. These pans are what they fit into prisons and like hospitals and stuff like that. Apparently, we're going to be able to test it later on. Apparently these pans, you can't bust them with hammers, sledgehammers, anything. So we're going to have a go at busting them in a bit if we can. A little bit of feedback from the reps and the actual product people that are making the stuff.
Everything in here is plumbed in.
I fitted one of them.
What about this one? How have you been doing the silicone?
We're in the training room. Everything worked.
So here's what people don't know that we do.
Is it filling up? Is it red when it's filling up?
Even though it's got back wall panel, wall and frame.
Must be.
Might be waiting until it's filled, yeah.
Either operate into it.
Imagine fitting
Proper
that.
toilet.
Every time we start
See, for all them people that like black taps, black showers, black shower screens, you can now have a black bog. It lasts about 5 minutes if you're in a hard water area.
Which one would you have?
So this is like your raw plastic materials that then go on in the tooling rooms in here and become the systems, plastic systems. So all that is all second stuff, so all that will be ground back down and recycled and remade into new systems via the tooling. Just something satisfying about all old lathes and old machinery and proper manual, you know, setting. He's setting it all by hand. There's no CNC machines and all that sort of stuff.
Miss one. Do you reckon we can pinch one?
Yeah.
Do you reckon? We'll take one now.
So these are literally coming off now, and when it's stranded, they are still pretty warm.
Can you put that back in the machine?
So I don't want to touch that one because it might burn my hand, but yeah, they are still warm. So these are your pneumatic air valves coming in here, ready to be boxed up, taken away, but they're all made by hand. This side, popped in here, dropped in this side, and away you go. You just don't realise, coming to places like this, you just don't realise the amount that goes on behind the scenes to make the products that we just pop to the merchants, pick up, and go and fit in people's houses. So yeah, it's been a really good day here so far. We've got the rest of the factory to go. So this is the last port of call here for all them products. They'll go out through that door to the warehouse and then sent off to your plumb bases or your plumb centres or wherever. But yeah, that's where we went in. So we've gone in there, done all the factory in there. It goes in there as raw materials, exactly where we've all been, out through this door here, loaded onto the truck here, and gone to the warehouse.
So I hope you enjoyed that little oversight of our day at Thomas Dudley. Again, massive shout out to Thomas Dudley and the team at TYDE for allowing us to come and spend the day with you. Very much appreciated. And in the future, you know, I myself will be doing a bit with Thomas Dudley, and a few of the other lads will. We're in talks of bringing them along to certain shows that are coming up. So thanks for watching. As always, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop me a comment, and I'll catch you soon.